Hello friends, welcome to my channel Language and Life Skills. I am Matthew Addikanil. Today's discussion will be about foolish demands and questions to God. The foolish demands and questions we ask God. God's ways are so different from man's ways. He says they are so different as the sky is far above the earth. If you look at the Bible, you find many examples, many instances of these important truths. In the Old Testament, you have King David, a man very dear to God, after the heart of God. He was chosen to be a king while he was a mere shepherd boy, with ruddy cheeks. His elder brothers were stalwarts, but God chose David as the king. Another beautiful example is the life story of Joseph of the Old Testament. He was sold by his brothers into slavery because of their jealousy for him. And he underwent many trials. Finally, he reached the land of Egypt, where, through his perseverance and God's blessings, he became the governor of Egypt. And in that position, he was able to help the very same brothers with food during a severe famine. He became the instrument of salvation for his brothers who were sold into slavery. Coming to the example of Jesus himself, he was Son of God, equal to his Father. Yet he made himself a human. He made himself a servant and underwent crucifixion and death to save every one of us from our sins. These are a few instances of God's ways of thinking and acting. Still in our foolishness, we ask God silly questions and make foolish demands of God. Let us see some instances of this from the Gospels. At the beginning of Jesus' ministry, he is gathering together the disciples, his apostles. And there is a time when Nathanael is introduced to him. And when Nathanael is told that Jesus of Nazareth is the Messiah, he says, "What good can come out of Nazareth?" Nazareth was an unknown place, an obscure village. It was not even marked in the map of Palestine. And yet that is the place God chose to become man and live in obscurity, live a hidden life there for 30 years till he started his public life. And that is very much in keeping with the mission of Jesus, where he gave up his equality with God the Father and made himself a servant of all. So much so he washed the disciples' feet. Another telling example is from the incident of Lazarus' death. Jesus was a close friend of the Lazarus family, Lazarus and his two dear sisters, Mary and Martha. While Jesus was in a far-off place on a preaching mission, Lazarus became very sick and he was on the point of death. And his sisters sent urgent word to him to come and heal him. But Jesus took time. By the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus was dead and he had been buried for 4 days. Then the critics of Jesus said, "This man who cures so many people, could he not have prevented the death of Lazarus?" They did not know what was in store for Lazarus. Instead of preventing his death, Jesus was able to raise him from the dead, give him back to life, a far more difficult thing than to prevent the death. We come now to the scene of the crucifixion. Jesus was falsely accused by the chief priests and the scribes and the Pharisees. And they won the death sentence for him from Pontius Pilate, the governor. And while he was hanging on the cross, an object of mockery for all the passers-by, they jeered at him and mocked him. And he said, "If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross, we will believe in you." It was a foolish demand because no one had forced him to go up the cross. He went on the cross out of obedience to his Father and out of love for all mankind, because we could not save ourselves from our sin. That is why he offered his own life as sacrifice and shed his blood for all of us. So it is a foolish thing to ask him to come down from the cross. Instead of coming down from the cross and making a farce of his mission, he died like all of us, and then he rose gloriously from the dead, proving that he was the Son of God. Not only that, to all those who believe in him, he promises that they also will have a share in his resurrection. Again, from the same scene of the crucifixion on Mount Calvary, we have another moving incident. Jesus was crucified between two thieves, two robbers, one on the left and one on the right. And one of them was abusive, and he blasphemed God by saying, "If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross, save yourself and us." The other thief was of a gentle disposition. He had some fear of God, and he chided this robber and told him, We deserve this punishment. We have committed a crime, but this man is innocent." And then turning to Jesus, he made an appeal. "Lord, remember me in your kingdom." There and then Jesus made a promise to him. "Today you shall be with me in paradise." That was a great blessing God gave. The first man to be saved from the cross. So Jesus was not saving himself as the first robber wanted, but he was saving all of us through his death. Then we come to the last scene that I want to speak about, that is the incident about the two disciples of Emmaus. After Jesus' death, they were very despondent and they were very sad. They were talking about this as they were walking on the road. And Jesus joined them incognito. He did not know that Jesus was with them, that it was Jesus. And as they were talking about all these side events, Jesus asked them, "What are you talking about?" And they turned to him and said, "Are you the only person in Jerusalem who does not know all that has happened in the last 3 days? How Jesus of Nazareth, a mighty prophet, was betrayed and he was crucified." And then Jesus explained to them the scriptures and that it was necessary that the Messiah should suffer all this and undergo through crucifixion. Then their eyes were opened and they knew the truth. Dear friends, our wisdom is foolishness before God. Our limited brains cannot understand, cannot comprehend the immense wisdom and the mystery of God, the mind of God and his thoughts. Therefore, we approach God not through our intellect, but through our heart, not through logic and reasoning, but by faith. We have this beautiful line from Tennyson: "The heart has its reason that reason does not know. A vain and proud thinker is a mere clown in God's eyes." Friends, if you like this video, please subscribe and ring the bell. Bye till another time.